Jesse Marsch admitting that Alphonso Davies saying that he was going to get minutes today, that was a decoy, and that he will in fact be ready in 4 days. So I have two questions. For whom is he the decoy? And also, do you now trust that he'll be ready in 4 days, Jordan?
I'll say this quickly. I know this as a former player, albeit I never played at a World Cup, but one thing I appreciate about managers is clear, open communication. Don't tell me that I'm going to be ready to go and play, but then later on say that it's a decoy. Come to me, be a man, just say, look, this is my plan, this is what I'm going to do. Doesn't mean that you have to blast it everywhere. Maybe Jesse Marsch has done that. But by the look on Alphonso Davies' face, the fact that he's walking off as well, it doesn't feel like there's been clear communication. We applauded Canada Soccer, Jesse Marsch, the fact that they said, look, this is what happened, this is what is going on with Alphonso Davies. He's not playing the first game. Then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened in the middle of the night, but everyone's like, oh, wait, we shouldn't let this out to the world. We should maybe keep this ace card who's Alphonso Davies and be like, maybe he can go and miraculously play on a hamstring that we knew wasn't ready. Then it was the second game against, you're going to go and tease against Qatar. Maybe he's going to be ready on the bench. We know he wasn't prepared to play. Then again today, last night on the presser saying he is good to go. He's going to see minutes. Just to bring in another left back. Jacob Schaffelberg doesn't play left back. He can play left back. But who is the left back that has been decorated and Jesse Marsch has talked about since the beginning of inheriting this program? AD19, Alphonso Davies. And he said, nah, bruh, sit there with your tracksuit. I said to everyone in the world that you will play tomorrow, but I'm not going to bench you. If I'm Alphonso Davies, I'm just hurt. Not the fact that I'm injured, but the fact that the miscommunication and the fact that you're seeing your brothers go out and play and you couldn't be a part of it, but the carrot was dangled like this in front of your face, like you could go and play. Again, I could be wrong because he could be telling Alphonso Davies something different in his ear, but what we know about the situation, I'm gutted for Alphonso Davies, but also this team based on that with Jesse Marsch.
I think the situation is confusing and shameful. You asked me if I trust Jesse Marsch? No. Like, I think that there's been a lot of mistruths or the truth not being told throughout this entire situation and the situations pertaining to other players as well. Davies isn't the only one, but he's the biggest name. He's the face of Canadian soccer. And if I'm Davies right now, there's no chance I'm happy. We all know the history. What happened when he tore his ACL the first time? What happened between his agent and Bayern Munich? Now it seems like this Alphonso Davies story is being dragged along. You said it. He went on the Sid Seixeiro show, told his truth, said he wasn't going to play. I was hearing that he wasn't going to play throughout the group stage, but for whatever reason, this story is being strung along this way, which I don't think serves anyone's purpose. Who's he playing games with? I have no clue. I'm going to say himself right now, because opposing managers are going to plan for what they see on the field, not the what-ifs and maybes. Alphonso Davies hasn't played since May 6th. He's dealt with recurring injuries. Now he's caught up in us talking about in the country, not just us, the country expecting that he's going to come on and play in a decisive match against Switzerland. Why is he using that as a decoy? And why post-match on the field in conversation with Matthew Shinetti, he says, yeah, he's going to be ready in 4 days, only to then go admit a few minutes later in his press conference that he was never going to play today anyways. What's the difference between today and 4 days from now? I think it's very unlikely. I'm going to say he's not going to play next game. Like, why would you put Alphonso in that situation? It's just complete mismanagement. It's communications 101. And maybe I'm old school with this. Do not lie to the media, because the media are the advocates. They're the ones that are getting the messaging to send to the fans. The millions of people, not just hardcore soccer fans, the millions of people across this country that is falling in love with this team. Jesse keeps on saying he wants to grow the game in this country and take it to a better place. How about just telling the truth when it comes to the biggest, most popular, most famous Canadian soccer player right now? To me, it's a misstep that they didn't have to get wrong. Basic communication could have made this a non-issue. Now all of a sudden it's a story, and for me, trust has been broken. Like, you just do not go out of your way to avoid telling the truth in a manner like this, especially considering the recent history when it comes to your captain, Alphonso Davies. Well, it's not fair to Alphonso.
And that's why I asked for whom is he a decoy, because to your point, a lot of fans were excited with his messaging yesterday that he was going to come in. Then when the final substitution was made, and it wasn't Alphonso Davies, I had a lot of people I know who are fans of this team texting me going, okay, so that's it?
He didn't even warm up.
Yeah, they're like, that's it? He's not coming out? So who are you tricking? Your fan base? Because let me ask you this, if you're Switzerland, Are you sitting there going, ooh, we got to completely change our game plan now if Alphonso Davies can possibly come in? I think all you're doing is messing around with the emotions of your fan base.
Yeah, you're creating more stories, negative ones at that, and needed. I think everyone going to this game, the non-footy fans as well, have asked me, probably Wheels, I'm sure you've gotten the same
You
question.
were at the watch party.
100%. Will Alphonso Davies play?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the situation. Based on the information that we know, all we can do is trust the manager. We're not at training. KJ's there, but I don't think he's looking at training and able to see Alphonso Davies go to work. Like, we don't know. All we're going to do is trust.
And there's also only so much access.
There's only so much you can see, right? So many minutes of training. All we're going to do is trust the manager. That's it. So I just think I agree with Wheels, and I already said it to start it off. The miscommunication just created confusion between us. Because you could focus on certain aspects of this team, but we were worrying about Alphonso Davies. Is he ready? Is Jesse Marsch telling the truth? How much would you play him? All these questions that could have easily just been nullified if he was honest and transparent and open about it.
I'll just say this. We spoke on yesterday's show whether Jesse Marsch is the face of the Canadian, the Canadian team. Because there's been a lot of pushback worldwide, because a lot of people don't like the way that Jesse Marsch conducts himself at times. And it's because of stuff like this. And I was watching the ITV broadcast, like Patrick Vieira, Ian Wright, Duncan Ferguson, like they're sitting there and they heard Jesse Marsch's post-match comments and they're all shaking their heads to the point where Ian Wright said, I'm not trying to kill the guy, but this is why the sentiment is what it is when it comes to Jesse Marsch, because all of these things he says comes across as being performative. That's not me saying that. That is Ian Wright, a legend of the game that knows the game inside and out. He comes out post-match and says that his biggest regret is he didn't go to 5 at the back coming out of halftime, and he wishes that he did that. We have never seen Canada under Jesse Marsch play 5 at the back.
That's how you play to close out a game.
Never
if you're
once.
winning.
But why is he saying that? Like,
it's so misguided.
And that's what's unfortunate, because when we hear things in a press conference, whether it be about Alfie Jones, like, why is Alfie Jones part of the team? Why isn't Ralph Priso part of the team? Was Ralph Priso really hurt, or just did he want to switch things up? Because Ralph Priso is the most informed center back that Canada had going into this World Cup, but he's not here. So I don't know what the truth is and what the truth isn't right now. And that is a huge problem. And it's not just a problem for me. Again, if we're talking about growing the game in this country and getting everyone on the same page, then let's be on the same page. It's something small that we're asking for. This isn't anything that should be very difficult to achieve.
And that's the domino effect, right? When there's one thing that you've essentially lied about, everyone starts to question everything else that you've said. So now we wait and see if Alphonso Davies will, in fact, be ready in 4 days' time, because that's going to be a very big game for Canada.
Take his word for it?
Well, that's the question. Do you believe him?